And for an assessment of Premier Li's visit to Germany and the forthcoming EU-Asia summit, I'm joined by Horst Loechel from the Frankfurt School of Finance and Management. Thank you so much for joining us.
Welcome.
You know, Germany seems to be teetering on the brink of recession. You heard of some of what our reporter had to say. Will closer ties with China help the German economy?
Yeah, sure. I mean, China is the third most important trade partner of Germany, and our German SME companies, for example, exports a lot to China. So China is very much important for the German business cycle here.
Are there any aspects of Premier Li's visit to Europe and Russia that carry more weight?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, China is on the way to become a more innovative economy, not anymore to live only with cheap labor and exports from their own side, but to develop sophisticated innovation. And we have here a lot of so-called hidden champions here in Germany. So China is very much interested to invest in this kind of hidden champions in order to get part of this technology development and technological progress in Germany as well.
I want to get your reaction to the news of this new deal with Airbus, $6.5 to $7 billion. I want to get your take on this news.
I think it's a great news from a European perspective. Of course, it means also China and Europe are ready to cooperate more in economic terms. Of course, it's also a challenge for the United States, this kind of business. But I think we are in Europe and Germany very much happy about this kind of deals.
Looking ahead to the EU-Asia summit taking place in Italy, what are some of the expectations from both sides, do you think, and what would be considered a success?
I think the trade relation between Asia and Europe should be relaxed anymore. As we all know, there's already negotiation between the United States and Europe to become a trade union. In international terms, then I think there should be also development for Asian European terms as well.
With this visit, do you think China is trying to increase its influence on the world stage?
I think so. I mean, Germany is the powerhouse of Europe, at least after the financial crisis. So the Chinese are very clever politicians, and also in terms of economic policy. So they concentrate on Germany, of the leading economic powerhouse here. And of course, this cooperation will also leverage the stage of China in global affairs.
So what are some things we should look for in this meeting coming up? Anything that we should keep mind of or take away from?
I think so. I mean, as I mentioned already, innovation is a big issue here. If you, for example, take this electronic cars development, I mean, China obviously cannot go the development path in the car industry like the West because of pollution problems of this large population and this kind of things. So they're very much interested in development, this electronic car, and this is probably one of the most important areas to develop cooperation between Europe, or especially Germany and China, in the future.
Cars, anything else we should look for?
I think, yeah, as I mentioned, there is more trade relation between Europe, agreements about companies in this area, but also in the chemistry area, for example. Though I think there will be particularly agreements with regard to technological innovations, yes.
All right, Horst Loechel, we appreciate your time. Thank you so much for joining us from Frankfurt.
Most welcome.